Good morning. I guess I'm live, or at least that's what StreamYard says. So let's see. And I don't go live very often, so nobody's hanging out ready to come in. So I'm gonna package my orders. Actually, let me just say hello before I was gonna grab a bag to put my stuff in. Welcome to my channel, Tamerlyn IRL in real life. That's what IRL stands for, in case you're not familiar with that terminology. And so I sell on eBay. Hold on, I'm going to go across my screen here. eBay, Etsy, Poshmark, Macari, Depop, District, Whatnot. I got Bonanza on there, but I'm taking that baby away. I'm not selling on Bonanza anymore. For those who have been integrating your Bonanza into, or your eBay into Bonanza, which is just like a click of a button, simple. Bonanza starting, I think, May 1st. When is May 1st? Today's the 21st. Oh, so it's actually not till next Thursday. That's nice to know. Okay, so next Thursday, May 1st, is Bonanza's going to start charging you if you've got more than I think it was 50 items, but don't quote me on that. You can do up to 50 items for free, but after that you have to pay a listing fee, and I think it was 3 cents with a maximum of $20 a month. Well, I've got like 2,000 listings, so it was going to cost me $20 a month to list on Bonanza, and that's not going to work for me because I sell maybe one item every 2 months, so I'm not paying $40 to sell one item when my item could be a $12 item. So I disconnected my Bonanza, so I don't sell there anymore. But I sell on all those other ones. I also sell on Marketplace, Facebook. But man, I really don't like it. I get ghosted so much. People say they're going to come, they don't show up. I don't do meetups at all anymore because I don't want to be sitting there waiting for somebody who never shows up. That's a waste of my time. You can come to my house, pick it up at my front door, and that's all I do for Facebook. And even then, people don't show up. I don't hold anything for anyone anymore. I did have somebody prepay. They didn't show up twice after they'd even prepaid for the item. They finally showed up. I said one more time. After that, I'm keeping your money and relisting the items. So, hey, good morning, Anissa. I know I said I'm gonna go live, and I know you'll pop over from Todd's channel. For those who don't know, Silver Hair Stacker, he goes live all the time. All right, I want to find, completely unrelated, but my hands are so dry. Like right here on my hand, I don't even, you probably, the sun's out, but yeah, you probably can't see it, but it's like literally like flaking right here. Why is that one area so odd? But I'm going to put some lotion on because it's driving me, like it's itchy because it's dry. But so I have, what do I got? I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 items I'm shipping. Hey, good morning, Michael. So 10 items today are heading out, and I said, you know what? Why not? Let's go live. You know what? I do have an ulterior motive because I don't go live very often, but I'm starting to beef up selling on Whatnot. And I said to my husband, because he just came down to help me. So see this? See that piece of wood right there? He just put that up last week, and he has completely destroyed my office. Over here has been so clean, and it is a mess. But he destroyed my office. So he came down to help me clean it up, and he has to pick up his tools and ladders and stuff. But he just came down, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to go live. So I said, I need to go live more often so I can start spreading the word about me going back on Whatnot. I haven't sold on Whatnot since 2022. Can you believe it? 2022. That's like, gosh, if I would have just stuck with it. I did try District, but I'm not, I think that Whatnot might be better than District on selling. Michael, I know you sell on District. Have you done Whatnot also? And have you found that District is better? I just don't think that District has built up the following yet. And I hate to say it, but on District, if you got to be part of the clique. And I might be wrong, but I feel like if you're part of the close, I feel like there's like a close-knit circle on the Didbit family. If you belong to that, then you kind of have a hand up. If you don't, and God forbid, if you are literally going at a same time block, like I went on the same time block um as Kevin, Commonwealth Picker, but he was on a different channel. But it doesn't matter. If you're in the Didbit family of the marketplaces, he drew like 80 people and I had like 4, which I don't sell very much on there anyhow, but I just think that you really need to look at all of the marketplaces to see. Where when on Whatnot, there are people, I personally go on Whatnot and just random shows. So I think that when it comes to Whatnot, there's just a lot more marketing and everything is not by word of mouth on there. So yeah, so I'm kind of just focusing on Whatnot now, and I'm having a show on Thursday. So I said, you know what, let's go live and let's start beefing it up again on YouTube for the 20 people who watch my videos. All right, so let's see. Anissa says, my mom gave me a bunch of ball jars with lids. I listed them for $80 on Facebook Marketplace. Supposedly I'm selling them tomorrow. I hope they show up. We will see. Yes, we will see. It's been crazy. I've listed a bunch of clothes. Like I cleaned out my closet and I cleaned out my bins, taken down like 1,000 plus items, and I bulked all my like size large women, size extra large women, size 1X, size 2X, like all individual. So you can get like 20 pieces of clothing for $5. Like I just really just wanted to get rid of stuff. And people were like, "Oh, is this still available?" Yes. Is it $5 a piece or for everything? I'm like, for everything. All 20 pieces for $5. Like literally get it out of here, right? I don't have good places to donate stuff to around here. So, and I got a spot on my glasses. Man, I am just something today. My hands are dry, spot on my glasses. So I'm thinking, okay, they're probably interested because they're like, is it $5 for everything or for just one thing? And I'm like, everything. Well, then there's like nothing. Yeah, so I don't know. At this point, I'm going to load it in my car next time I go to Vermont and I will bring it there, which probably going to be going to Vermont maybe Wednesday morning. My son is now looking for buying a place. So we went over last Wednesday, drove over. It's a 3-hour drive for us. Drove over for the day, looked at a couple places with him and the realtor, and we drove home. So, but I did hit up a new thrift store to me. There's a resource store in a town called Swanton, Vermont. And oh my gosh, I got such nice items, such nice items. Of course, they'll be going on Whatnot soon. All right, let me catch up on this. And I'm behind. I'm behind on the messages. I appreciate you guys chatting though. I sold 4 this weekend. Womp, womp, womp. I know, Anissa, isn't it? It kind of goes like ebbs and flows. And look, this is what I'm going to be packaging. I'll show you guys them, but clothes. Oh, what is up all of a sudden clothes? And it's on eBay, Depop, Etsy, and Poshmark clothes. Like on all those different ones is where this stuff came from. It's crazy. And then like I'll go on Depop, I'll have crickets for like a month. And same with Poshmark. Poshmark gave me something like 5 or 6 sales. I did have one cancellation yesterday. So Michael says I did Whatnot and didn't have a following big enough to sell items at a good price. Yeah, I think that so. For those who watch The Bearded Picker on Wednesday mornings, he does a show, and then I think Friday nights. I don't usually go on there on Friday night, but he's got a friend, Jenny, who started selling on Whatnot the same time he did. I popped into her show last week. I think it was her 5th or 6th show. She had like over 100 people in her show. I popped in last night to her show. I sent Scott a message. She was selling items that I've listed and sold on eBay before. It's all like vintage items. And she was selling them for higher than eBay prices. I kept telling my husband, look at this. This just sold for $51. Look at this. This just sold for $49. I sell it on eBay for $18 and she just got $49. Like, I don't know what I think. I mean, she's got a Southern accent. So I told him I'm going to have to start doing an accent. She's got a great setup though. Whatever she's doing right. And it's working for her. And she's a new seller and she's already got a great following. And I don't think she has any social media following except for Scott shouting her out. I don't think you're wrong about Didbit. Somebody said, yeah, I really think that could be it. Yes, I agree about Didbit. Yeah, I really think, and I've said, and I really had a conversation with myself last week, or maybe it was the week before, and I said, all right, Tamara, what are you going to do? Are you going to continue trying Didbit, or District, in that Didbit family of shops, or are you going to go to Whatnot? If you're going to stick with District in the Didbit family, you need to find a way to get into that. I say a click, I mean, I think clicks have a negative connotation, but I just think you have to kind of get into that somehow. So I kind of had that conversation with myself, and I was like, you know what, maybe I don't want to have to be like that. I don't want to have to feel like I got to get into something to make it successful. And I think if Kevin was watching right now, he would be like, absolutely not. That's not the way it is. Anybody can sell here. And I think that is probably true. But I definitely think that especially if you partnered with them, and that was the whole thing, like, because you can partner and do a show together, that would really help lift you off on getting followers. I bought something off someone in mid auction. When I'm winning, she realized a big error in the item. She told me to put in a cancel. I saw your question on a Whatnot show about canceling, and I originally had a smart ass remark, and then I saw it was you that posted that question. So I was like, don't say what you're going to say. But literally, it was going to be, why in the heck are you buying something just so you can cancel it? It was going to be something along those lines. And then I thought it was you, Vanessa. Like, true. That's a true story. I seriously was about ready to say something. And I was like, no, don't be a smartass. Especially once I saw it was you. That is not an easy process. But, I don't know. I know you can cancel. And a lot of people say no cancellations. But you know who I hate? Oh, my gosh. I'm going to get to packaging my stuff here in a minute. But I've been watching a lot of Whatnot, and a lot of Whatnot that have different levels of people. So I can see what is engaging, what's a turnoff for me, what finds that people go to it. And there's been some big shows with like 200, 300 people in them, and they're running sudden death, 5 seconds, and they're mostly all liquidation. So they're like, okay, here's what did they have? The other day they had a lot of Legos, and I was watching because I was like, oh, I like Legos. But you swipe and you think you're swiping at $7, but by the time you swipe, it's already at $22. And it says no cancellations. And I'm thinking, how many times on sudden death does somebody swipe thinking it's one price and it's already gone up because it's like 5 seconds? It jumps so fast. And I was like, absolutely not am I going to bid on any sudden death 5 seconds. And then the other thing was, there was a newer seller who, he was so annoying. He was doing sudden death also. And he would go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, or maybe he would go 3, 2, 1, go, 3, 2, 1, go, 3, 2, 1, go, like constantly. And sometimes he would run 10 seconds and he would go 3, 2, 1, go. It would start and then he'd go 3, 2, 1, go. 3, 2, 1, go. Like, he would keep saying it. And I'm like, oh, there's 7 seconds left. What do you mean 3, 2, 1? What are you talking about, mister? He was from Texas. Texas Estate something was his channel name. And then he had a whole tray of coins. And for those who don't know, my husband has become a coin collector in the last year, and he's been spending way too much on high bid lately. I should say lately, in the last year. And he had this whole tray, and I was watching. It was like 6:30 in the morning, and I'm thinking, oh, maybe I'll bid on that, because at one point he tried to sell the whole tray of coins. He said he bought them at an estate sale, a whole tray of coins for $250. Then he ran it for $200. And then he was doing handfuls. And then as he was taking the handful, he was putting them like in this bowl, and he would put a handful in the bowl, but he wouldn't show you the coins directly. So you didn't know. And a lot of them didn't look like they were American. So who knows what you're getting? And who knows what the value of them is and stuff. But he would just do it like 5 seconds. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to bid. Like, you don't know what you're getting. And then I did look at his feedback, and people had put down that they had I think he had sold 50 items, and he must have done some giveaways, and they were saying something about they thought they were going to get this in a giveaway, but they ended up getting something else, or there was like all these comments about him switching things. And I thought, what if he grabbed this handful and that's what I bid on, because I saw something that caught my eye, but then I get something different in the mail. Like, how do I know he's really going to send what he said? It was just sketchy. And I was like, yeah, I'm not bidding on that either. So I've learned some things to do and what things not to do. I feel like it's a seller error and she should cancel. Yeah, you're right, Anissa. If a seller made an error on Whatnot, they should be the one to cancel. What I like about Didbit is that they promote rating other sales going on. Yeah, I do. And I've been watching on Whatnot House of Coop, and they did a question and answer for sellers the other day, and they talked about rating. They like to raid people who don't have a lot of people in their show, and I love that because I'll be in the House of Coop who's got 200-300 people, and a raid will come in with like 14 people, and I'm like, why didn't you send those 14 people to somebody who only has 10 people in their show? Why are you sending it to somebody who's got 200 people? I feel like it's a seller. Yeah, okay, well, I read that. She's killing it. She's doing amazing. Yeah, talking about Jenny Down South, I think is her name on Whatnot. Just she's great. And her backdrop, how she has things set up is so nice. Like, she has this old chair and she put something on it, and somebody wanted to buy her chair, and she was like, no, that's just it's a prop for me to put stuff on. Because honestly, her background is inviting. It makes you want to go there and watch. And the other thing I've learned is I'll go into a show, and if they preload things, I know this is turning into a Whatnot show, isn't it? How many minutes have I been sitting here talking about it? 16. Sorry for those who are here just to see what I sold. If you want to see what I sold, go to my Facebook group, Resellers Hangout. And I've already posted a picture and screenshots of what it sold for. Link probably not down below, but it will be at some point. So I ended up, if it's preloaded, I'll go in because I've been looking for, if you've got needlepoint or embroidery, let me know, because I'm literally, my guest room is going to be all one whole wall over the bed is all going to be needlepoint, embroidery type stuff, cross stitch, all that stuff. So if you have any of that, let me know. So I've been hanging out, and I'll just go and I'll look. And if they don't have any of that I'm looking for, I leave this show. I don't hang out. If you're going to only sell the stuff that's in your tray already, then there's nothing of interest. But if I go in a show and you haven't preloaded it, I'll hang out and I'll chat and I'll just watch while I'm doing whatever, and see if there's anything that pops up that I want. So I've decided I'm probably not going to preload stuff because I find that I stayed around those shows more. Okay. But she has the trifecta. She's cute, good inventory, and a good personality. Yes. It does help. It does help. I popped into Scott's show the other day, and he had some good things, but he wasn't getting very many bids, even though he had people in there. So I think, it probably takes a little bit to figure out what people are looking for. My first few shows are just an array of stuff, and I think that Jenny Down South did it right, where she started off with vintage and she stays in vintage. I am not. I'm going all over the place. I'm not doing what I should be doing, because I'm actually going to try different things to see what kind of clicks and what works. Plus, not vintage is all breakable mostly, and it's such a pain to package. Let's see. I think you naturally get into the click if you schedule consistent shows. Yeah, I think that's it. If I schedule consistent shows on Didbit, and when I say Didbit, it's Didbit Threads, Dave's Kitchen. They got a new one, Tick something or another. I can't even remember the name of it, but they just took One Stop Shop over and turned it into part of the Didbit family. I think there's like a Didbit Sport or Cards. There's a polish and something, some makeup, whatever one. There's that one too. And no one freaking answered. No, it was seller error. She wanted me to cancel. She doesn't want to, though, because it goes against her metrics. I know it stinks, but as a buyer, you don't want it on your metric either, which I don't know if Whatnot does anything with that. What is Jenny's Whatnot? Oh, you found it. Okay, good. I was just going to go look. I think it's called like Jenny Down South or something like that. My Whatnot name is Yellow Fox. I'm going to put it in the chat for all 5 of you. And then, I see my cat coming to the window. You know what that means. It means I'm going to have to get up and go let him in. Actually, that's not what I want. Why is I must have shrunk down my screen. It's so tiny right now on the screen I'm looking at. Okay, copy show link. I'm going to copy this link. I don't know if it copied because it didn't say it copied. Oh, I think it did. All right, there is my link to my Whatnot show if you want to go and bookmark it. I'm going to see how many of you are going to do that because right now I have no bookmarks. At least one of you go bookmark it. So it's Thursday at 11 a.m. I'm going to try different times. I'm going to do some evening ones, if you can imagine that, because I am not an evening person. I am not a night person. I am ready for bed at 3 in the afternoon. All right, so let's get to packaging. How does that sound? Okay. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about district later on as I'm doing this. Right, so let me grab some of so I put my clothes in these clear bags that I get from Amazon because I think it just, actually, I think I was packaging full time or, like all the time on here on YouTube when I started doing that. And it has worked out really well. I think I had a bag that got ripped and had some not so good feedback, or maybe it was just a message or whatever. So I started doing that. All right, so I sold these Nike swim trunks, just so you can see what I got here. Nike. So these were actually my husband's. We cleaned out, he's lost some weight, and we cleaned out our closet, which, oh my gosh, you guys, my closet looks so good. And it's been looking good for like 3 weeks now. Let me open up. This was on Depop. Let me tell you, I think I took, so I had 2 people. Oh no, somebody sent me an offer for 10. I think I was asking 15. I think I was asking 15. I got an offer for 10. I had sent an offer of $12.70 and they countered for 10. Then I saw I had another watcher, so I sent that $12.70 offer to that same other person. And one of them, I don't even know which one it was, but one of the 2 bought it at the $12.70. This is going all the way to California. But anyway, from my husband's closet to, isn't it funny when look at, I got this message. See the Etsy seller. Somebody favorited it, but it's all in Chinese. I don't know what that says. I don't know. So I already packaged one Poshmark, which I sold a planner insert, and then I sold a planner and a pocket planner already on in my other store. So anyway, I got these nice spring colored poly mailers from Etsy this past week. They were cheaper than my normal like black and gray ones. Oh, you're driving, Anissa? Where are you going? To a doctor's appointment? I hope not, because that means something's up. All right, copy address. So Depop, I don't use Depop labels. So I need to copy it into my pirate ship, paste it, and then go down, change it to an Aldi, and then it's 9 ounces, and it's 12 by 9. Get my rates. So I know there are people who do the Poshmark, I mean not Poshmark, but the Depop labels, and it's just like a Macari label type thing. But I find their prices are high. So I don't use their labels. I wish Macari would do what they do here. So when I list on Depop, I have the ability to use their label or use my own label or do free shipping. So I can put in like, I don't know, I probably charge $6.99 maybe for this. What did it cost me? $5.80. Probably charge $6.99. And I like to be able to do that. Well, on Macari, your option is free shipping or use a Macari label. You can't put in like a flat rate or any type of rate into Macari, which stinks. So I always just use a Macari label, which ultimately costs the buyer money. All right, there's that. Next, we've got, can y'all hear me okay? Last time I went live, I didn't have my my camera back on. My kids had a skin appointment in Erie, so now we're at the Ambits thrift store. Ooh, that's nice when you can combine thrift store with a doctor's. Hope your kids are good. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot to hold on. Hold your horses, people. I forgot to copy Depop. I got to go over and tell it I shipped it. Mark is shipped. I almost forgot to put the tracking number in. One time it wouldn't take the tracking number. Anybody know how to cancel a sale on Depop? I sold a gratitude journal that I didn't have anymore. And I had to go to the app and refund the buyer. But there's nowhere for me to cancel the order. Anywhere, there's nowhere to cancel. So it continually keeps saying I need to ship it. So I needed to ship it 12 days ago. I can't find how to get it out of here. I've never had to cancel an order before. All right, that's it for Depop. That is it. Back to importing. Okay, so then I sold, and I got to find out where I sold this because everything's all mixed up in my pile here. I sold this vintage shirt. If it ain't country, I'm not dancing. Good old Tasmanian. It was on the Signal Sport label. Where was this one made? Made in the US of A. See that third line? Made in the USA. I also need to paint my fingernails before I do Whatnot next because my fingernails are not good. They're so bad. And I was cleaning the garage the other day and I was like, oh my gosh, my fingernails were so dirty underneath. All right, so let's see where I sold this one. Oops, not in any of them. Maybe it's Poshmark. I didn't have Poshmark opened over here. Oh, it was Poshmark. So this sold for $30. And I've actually had this listed for like a month. I mean, not a month, almost a year. And so they sent me an offer of 30. I think I may have had it listed for 50. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'll take 30. At one point, I had a 50% off all my clothing sales, so I would have even gone down to 25 had they offered me 25. And this looks like it's going to. Sorry, I'm going to stick my business card in. All right, here comes the cat. All right, I got to go let the cat in before he starts to scratch my window. All right, I'll be right back. I'll be quick. It's only right here. Come on. All right. Otherwise, he scratches the screen and makes a mess on the screen. So I have got some stickers. I've been including stickers in with my orders. I don't even know where this. I bought some of these stupid stickers. These are stupid ones. Who knows where? You probably can't see that. Hang. Are you going to get clearer? No, you don't want to. So I don't even know where that is. Hang Zuhao. Stupid. It's going in here. I put those stupid ones in the manly orders. Is that stupid? In the girls' orders, they get pretty flowers and stuff. The men, they probably just throw them away anyhow. And I pay like less than a penny a piece for them. Oh, wait a minute. This was Poshmark. I almost put it in that bag. Let's grab a few of these because we've got a few poshies. Poshmark goes. I like Poshmark because it's like you don't have to pay for your mailers. You get them free from the post office. So I put them in a Tyvek. And now you're going to be annoying. Now those are going to be annoyingly in my way. So I'm going to put them right there. Don't fall. Okay, Tasmanian. That was a size small. I think that is also kind of hurts when you're trying to sell things in size small. So Anissa, make sure you tell us if you find any bangers today at the thrift store. All right, print. This is going to Illinois. I love to see where my stuff is going. Illinois, Marcus shipped. And this is going to Alyssa. That's her name. Not Anissa, but Alyssa. So it is going to a female. So I'm going to stick a flower sticker on the mailing label. Okay, let's see. Maybe I should just stick with all Poshmark so I don't go back and forth. How's that sound? I got a Popeye shirt. So I sold this shirt. Popeye. And the label literally says Popeye. So this one sold for $16. I guess it's Japanese. My title says Popeye anime shirt, size 2XL, Japanese, AOP, all over print. And we're going to baggy it. The person did ask me what condition it is in, and I said it's in good condition because it's not great. So hopefully they don't get it and say, "Ooh, it's worse than I thought," because there is a little bit of balliness on it. But you know, I bought one of those deballers recently, and I've been deballing some of my stuff. Whew, what a big difference. What a big difference. Business card. And some stickies. I mean, look at these stickers. Look at the kitty cats on the chair. I gotta come way back for you to even see because it's all blurry blur. This is actually going to Mike's. You know, Mike's. I'll give you a sticker that says India. That's a stupid sticker. It's a stupid one. I won't buy those again. I do got some like outdoor ones for people who buy things that I feel like might be outdoorsy people based upon what they buy. Like if you bought a North Face or a Eddie Bauer fishing shirt. You guys, I didn't hear you yell, Tamara. This is Poshmark. Don't use your green. Don't use your green envelope. Don't waste your packaging. Use the post office's packaging. Y'all aren't yelling at me loud enough. I couldn't hear you. That's why I was like, oh, I'll do all of these first so I don't keep forgetting. But you know what? I still forget. You know how many times? I probably have some envelopes over here where I cut the top. Look. See this one? This was from today. Yes, I put the item in it and I'm like, oh, it's Poshmark. I had to cut it. It was a planner. And I said, oh no, you're going to go into a small box. A shipping label has already been emailed to you. If you haven't received it, you can also download it now. That's Poshmark. I don't go to my email and get my label. I go to Poshmark and I print my label. I don't go to my email. All right, mark is shipped. I do mark it as ship as soon as I print the label. I don't mark it after I've actually shipped it. This is going to Lori, but Lori could be a male or a female, couldn't it? Lorie. Is that a male or a female? Who knows? Who knows? Not me. I don't know. Okay, so next we got... all right, everything else is over there still, so I'm not going to grab them. So now we're going to jump around. Let's go to... I got to open up eBay. I don't even have eBay over here. It's in front of me. But if I put it in front of me, I can't see me. I don't want to see me. Oh, wait, this is Etsy. Etsy. All right, I sold a Simpsons, vintage Simpsons. A lot of vintage today. Like, what's going on with that? Vintage Simpsons, like father, like son, Peace Man. Maybe somebody's getting ready for Father's Day. This one sold for $55. I paid a buckaroo. And this one actually is in pretty rough condition too. It's got some staining around the collar. All disclosed, all with photos. Speaking of photos, so I had I had a lady. We'll see. Oh, there's a ring at my door. Hold on. Let's see who's at my front door. I love the ring. Let's see who's there. Oh, UPS. He's just walking away. Can you see the UPS truck? Oh, you can't. He must have backed into the driveway. I saw his brown uniform. You know, he's bringing my coffee. My coffee from Amazon is coming today, which is good because I used my last K-Cup today. So glad that did not get delayed. So anyway, in the live, let me close that. I don't want to keep that there. What was I saying? Forgot what I was saying. That's to your benefit. Oh no, so I sold a picture frame, and I should show you guys it. I should show you what I sold and tell me what you think. You know what some of you will probably say? You shouldn't have sold it. You should have just donated it or whatever. Let me see if I can find it. All orders. I want your opinion. All right. Oh, here it is, right here. Okay. So now I'm going to see. Present. Share screen. It's been a long time since I've done this. Y'all gotten really quiet on me. All right. I want to share just this screen. Is it sharing it? There we go. All right. So I sold this. It says seashell, picture frame, photo, ceramic, beach house decor, nautical, blah, 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 blah. Okay. But then here it says use. The kicker that holds the frame up doesn't do its job. See photo. I recommend adding a hook. Whoops. Read more. I recommend, so now I'm over here in case y'all don't know where, when you say read more, where it goes. Adding a hook to the back to hang it, or you'll need to fix the kickstand. I don't even know what that's called. So I called it a kickstand to hold the frame. All right. So back up to my listing. I want to show you my pictures. Here's the frame. Isn't it pretty? Pretty nautical, a little chip there, but okay. So here's the back. Look, there's that picture. Maybe I should have made it as picture number 2. That's probably the downfall, right? Should have made that as picture number 2. And then the measurements, like I measure, like this is how big the frame is, and then this is also how big the picture. So there you go. Then down below, so not only is it in the condition, it's also right here in the item description. I know, what the heck, you know? So then I get a message from the buyer. Hold on. Don't want you to see who it is. Although I should show you who. Oh, did you see it when I just scanned up? I think you probably just saw who it was, who bought it. I guess I could call them out in case they wanted. All right, so look at this. All right, hold on. Hold on. Hold your, oh, I'm not going to be able to do it without showing who it was. Who cares? Now you can see that it's Vicky Proctor. Okay, so I had sent her an offer, and originally she says she didn't see it. She's been in poor health. So then I said I accepted it. You know, said I'm sorry. Hope she's feeling better. And then for those who don't know, my post office scanned everything as being delivered instead of accepted when I shipped this back in April, beginning of April. Oh, no, that wasn't this one. So on April 18th, she says, did you know the back stand will not hold up the frame? This really defeats the purpose of a frame. No, it doesn't. Frames go on walls. I just bought some on Amazon. I pray there was no deception on your part, and the presentation on delivery was lovely with those stickers. Ah, she liked my stickers. Could you please send me a return label, as even though I like the frame, it has no purpose to me. I've been in the hospital, therefore the delay in reaching out to you, because she's had it for like 2 weeks. So then I included 3 photos, a picture of the stand, picture of my item description, and then the picture of the condition description. I mentioned the kicker in the description and condition boxes. I also include a photo of it in the listing. There was no deception on my part. Would you guys have done anything different? Let me know. I couldn't tell by the info it was defective. So where do we go from here? It's of no use to me as it won't stay up. I don't want this now, unfortunately. So, oh, there's my address. I don't care if you guys see it. So there's my address. Can you send me a shipping label? And I don't provide free returns. I offer returns with the buyer paying for the return. So that was it. That's all I've gotten so far from them. I'm just wondering if you guys would have done something different than I did. All right, let me go back. This was Etsy. Still doing this Simpsons shirt. Now I can use my green envelope. So I'm dealing with that return. I've also got 2 returns for fit that somebody's returning. And I have an item that got damaged in shipment. I'm dealing with that return, which I just refunded her yesterday. I said, please hold on to the box and the item. I mean, I feel like I do a really good job packaging. I don't get broken things very often. And I ship a lot of breakables. All right, Brittany in Colorado, you're going to get this shirt. So I sold, so I have something that's broken. So I got 4 returns. And then I sold a junk journal that my mom makes, which I got to tell you, I've gotten such great reviews on those. And hello, Flip It Good. And I saw that, so somebody sent me a message yesterday on Easter saying that they got that was the one who she got it 2 weeks ago. And she was the one that was in with the mess up with the shipping, which didn't make a difference. She still got it and she was fine with it. But anyway, she's like pretty much said that it was like a toddler made this and you're not supposed to literally have junk in a junk journal. Like, was all so negative. And I was like, listen, I offer returns. Open a return and send it back. And it really was it was a nice junk journal. And like I said, I've had some good reviews on my junk journals. And I'm like, return it. If you don't like it, return it. I said it was made by my 78-year-old mother, which was in my listing originally too. Not that that matters, right? Because you still don't want junk. But I'm like, listen, my mother is no longer with us. So I'd be happy to take it back. Because you know how when somebody dies and you sell something of theirs, part of you like emotionally has a hard time getting rid of it. And some of the stuff I've been selling, I'm like, I wish I would have kept that. I wish I would have kept that. And it's kind of like some of her junk journals. I'm like, yeah, that was a really nice one because I had butterflies and she loved butterflies. I would have liked to have kept that one. But anyway, the person decided it's all fine. She's going to keep it. But I'm like, why did you send me? Like, literally the message was not a nice one. Okay, so then I sold this shirt. It is the state of Vermont. And it's got all the names of mountain peaks in Vermont. And the long trail, if you're a hiker, goes through Vermont. So this shirt, I got this for $1 at a garage sale. And this sold for $12. I think I've had it listed since last summer. I guess it's got to be a specific type of person to buy this. And I think it's going to another state too. Like, it's not going to a Vermont. Oh, it's going to Virginia. So did everybody have a nice Easter? Did you guys hear that the Pope died? Which that's definitely disappointing. He's been in such poor health though. But to die so close to Easter, I don't know if he died. I think he died like overnight. So it was not considered Easter. Definitely not Easter in Italy. Sorry, so much garbage. Doesn't packing orders produce so much trash? It's ridiculous. If I could only find a use for all of those pulling off things and a use for all of this stuff. I thought about keeping this and putting it in as filler. Easter Monday. Yeah, I saw on the, I don't even know what Easter Monday is. It said this is Canada on my thing. I don't know. What is Easter Monday besides the day after Easter? Okay, so we got this from, oh, see, this is a good one. Look, I got these little hiking bear, like whatever. Right? This is a hiking shirt. So you're going to get some green trees and a bear in your packaging there. I'm going to do that for this person. And this is an eBay sale. Did I say, yeah, this sold for $12. It is going off to Virginia. Does anybody else, when you run sales, I try and end them at like 11 p.m. Eastern time. So I would do like 8 p.m. Pacific. That way there's less likely to have people on the West Coast buying. Not that I don't want people on the West Coast, but it's always so much more expensive. Even though I do calculated shipping, I do every now and then mess up on weights. So this shirt only weighs 9 ounces. I have to remember that on Whatnot because I was setting up I'm going to do my, see these t-shirts right here? I did these on District Threads and I only sold 2. So I'm going to now do a show on Whatnot on Thursdays, reselling these same things that I did a District, a Didbit show on. But I was like, ooh, I don't know how much to put down for weight. I think I did 12 ounces. So now I know I can actually probably do less than that. So it's less. All right. I also want to say that I've been buying from Whatnot lately. And I bought something from a Whatnot show, which I'm pretty sure Anissa, if you're still around, you were in that show because we were commenting about. This is a large Whatnot seller. I'm not going to say their name. But this person, I'm not even going to say if they're male or female, was very negative. When they spoke, it was negative. They weren't getting what they wanted for a price. They were continually talking about how they weren't getting the price they wanted. And because I'm familiar with this person, have met this person in person, this person used to come into my shows when they first started on YouTube. They would come into my shows on a regular basis. And I was like, okay, I bid on a couple of their items. And I'll tell you, they were rings and supposedly 925 rings. And they had a big stone. And I thought, I'll get them. I'll see if my daughter wants them. If not, I'll resell them. And I wanted to support the person too. I mean, really, they were continually like, so it was so bad, right? Constantly talking about how they weren't getting good prices. They had quite a few people in their show too. Well, anyway, I got them and they mailed. I'm not kidding, but it was like a 9x6 bubble mailer, so like this big, maybe not even 9x6, but it was like a small bubble mailer. They put the 2 rings in the bubble mailer. Now, they did arrive okay to me, no damage, but there was no box. I would never, ever mail a ring. And these two items combined were over $50. I would never mail a ring not in a box. Ever. Polymailers. Loose in the polymailer. Not wrapped in tissue, not wrapped in anything, so they're not like banging around against each other, like literally the 2 things thrown. And they're a big seller. I'm going to leave them good feedback just because, that's just what I'll do. But I almost want to say something to this person. I don't know if I should. They're a big seller, so they should know. They're probably having somebody else do their shipping. And if they are, because there was somebody else helping this person with their show, and if they are have somebody else, maybe they should be aware that this is how it's going out. If they don't, I don't know. I don't want to piss the person off. So I probably won't say anything. And they probably won't watch this video to know that that I'm talking about them. But anyway, yeah, it was, yeah, this person does not impress me. And I was really turned off by that show, honestly. I was disappointed by that and disappointed then how I got the item. Really. These people get big and they don't care. I know. Well, I'm thinking that they're probably hiring somebody to do the shipping and maybe they don't know. But would you, if you were to mail two rings, even one ring, right? Would you put it in a box or would you just throw two rings, throw them in? And like I said, they have like nice stones and stuff. They were like a big stone. Like the stone was like this big. And I mean, it did get to me without any issue. It was not crushed or anything. But if a big, heavy box was to land on that envelope, it would have crushed those items. And not just that, but they're hitting against each other, which can scratch the stones. I was just really not happy. But they were okay. Did I even show you this shirt? I don't think I even showed you this vintage shirt. It says something about drinking. It's a humor, funny, single-stitch drinking problem made in the USA shirt. I didn't even show it to you. I literally packaged it because I'm sitting here just bitching and complaining about something that came perfectly fine. But the presentation was just not good. All right, let me go back. So this was, it has like a bear on the front. I'll click on this and show you because I sold it for $30. Since I still have this in front of me here. Here you go. It says, I have a drinking problem when the bars are closed. There's the front. So I was asking $44.98 and I took a best offer of $30. So, all right, so I sold that. And that was on the bay. Yeah, next I think this is my last non-breakable. I sold a Christmas tree skirt. What the heck, you know? Christmas tree skirt in April. Such an oddball thing to sell. This is only 6 ounces. This is cheap. Cheap-o-deepo. This is going all the way to Austin, Texas. Wow, I like 6 ounces. Yeah, I definitely need to, figure out this shipping. Well, that was the other thing. I went back and I looked at the shipping of those 2 rings to see how much I paid in shipping because I was like, man, if they charged me the max of the $9.21 for shipping, that stinks. But I will say I only paid like $4 something for shipping. But I would have paid $1 more for them to put it in a box. Thankfully, it didn't get damaged, and I didn't have to open a claim. I wouldn't have wanted to do that with somebody who I consider a friend, even though they know who I am. They know who I am. I will say that, right? Because they used to come in here on a regular basis. All right. Ariana, you are getting that shirt. So now I need to go get my other items here. Okay, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 more things. Let me go grab. I don't know if I can grab all 4. I don't know if I have room here, but let me grab a couple of them. They're only right over here. Let me grab this and these. I'm going to leave one behind. I don't know if you guys can hear when I'm yelling. Can you hear me when I'm way over there yelling to you? I sold this Christmas tree skirt. So it was this side, $49.99 at Michael's. This was in 2020 when all of those things, I think it's 2020 or 2021, when all of those ships were delayed getting all the stuff because they're out in the ports forever. This was one of the items that Michael's got a bunch of their Christmas stuff in after Christmas. They immediately put everything at 90% off. So it was all this brand new, so much stuff. And I picked up a bunch of these. So I paid $4.99 for this Christmas tree skirt. And I think I sold it on Poshmark. And I took an offer of $25. You know what? I was going to put it in. Oh, that's a, yeah, this is a large mailing. All right, I'm going to put it in one of these. I grabbed one of my own boxes I was thinking it was a eBay sale. I forgot that it was Poshmark, so I'm going to put it in a box. You know what a box is? I know somebody who doesn't. All right, I hope they don't complain they're getting eBay tape. But it's all the tape I have. I've ran out of, sorry, my first taping. You guys got to hear the tape. I ran out of clear tape. And I usually will bag these, but I don't have any bags this big. Let's give them, hold on. I should just pull these out and keep them over here. So since it's not going in a bag, I've got these little tiny bags that my mom and I used to use for crafting. So I could put a business card in the bag. So I'm just going to reuse all these little bags for my business cards and my stickers. So let's do a sunflower. And we're just going to pull a duck. That's a goofy looking duck. And let's do, no, I don't want to use that one. I don't want that one either. Let's do one of these. These are ugly. Let's do one of these. No, you got that. It got like the head cut off of it. Oh, let's give them a cat. Let's give them one of the cats. Let's do a cat one for them. They're probably dog people and they don't like cats, but you know what? There you go. I mean, it's Poshmark. Poshmark people like to get things in their things. Oh, this is a really, you know what? I'm not even going to put fill in it because, I mean, who cares if that shakes around? It's a tree skirt. It could have probably gone into a smaller, like if I was paying to ship this, I would have cut the box down. But it's Poshmark and they already paid for it. Let's see, download. So Nissa, did you find anything good at the thrift store? Do your kids like to thrift with you? My kids are both adults in their 30s, and my daughter has been going to estate sales in Vermont, and she's been FaceTiming me, showing me what they have. And honestly, we've even been sitting down, if they have a listing beforehand, we've been FaceTiming each other, going through the listings and picking out stuff that she's going to go and grab. And then I FaceTimed her last week and I was at 2 estate sales. All right, market shipped. So we've been picking up stuff. The problem is getting it from her. So I still don't have the stuff that she picked up like a couple weeks ago. You're not finding much? No, that's such a bummer. All right, so then I sold this chicken plate from Pioneer Woman. So I had this with a cow plate as a set. And I've been going back through and retaking photos because I have a different setup that I like a lot more now. Plus, it looks better when I do Instagram pictures and stuff like that. So I went and I retook the photos. And as I was taking the photos of this, I said, you know what? I'm going to break this up and sell it individually. And just in case somebody just wants chicken plates and they don't want the cow. So that's what I did. And it sold. And I think I just did this like a week ago. So there's that. That worked out. I mean, I still got the cow one. The pig one I have inside. The pig I have upstairs because I collect pigs. I collect pigs. I love pigs. Anybody have an embroidery pig? Oh my gosh. A cross-stitch pig? Oh, I would love that. I would love it because I love pigs. I'm being really picky though on my pigs because I don't have a lot of room to put them. So I'm just I have to love the pig. I have to think that is really cute. I've got to have it. All right. Bubbled. I'm going to wrap some the other direction too. I think this one was, yeah, this one was also Poshmark. So I'm going to wrap some more. And I'm going to wrap it in the other direction. Wrap some more, wrap some more. I'm pretty sure when you ship breakables with Poshmark, they don't reimburse if it gets broken. I'm pretty sure. I don't think there's insurance. I could be wrong. I've never had anything broken. Knock on some wood, wherever there is wood around here. Never had anything get broken that I sold on Posh. But I think that has a little pop-up that tells you that it looks like you've listed a fragile item. Blah, blah, blah. And you have to like accept it. Okay. I bubbled it in both directions. So all around the edges have got extra bubbles. And what size box are we going to go with this? 9 inches. So I don't really want to use one of my own boxes, but I don't really want to use a big 12 out. Let's see. No, you can't use that. Oh, that's too small. All right, I think I'm going to use one of my own boxes, which I don't like doing. I could use a UPS box. I could try doing this because, you know, these boxes are really sturdy. And I feel like, yeah, I think this might work in this. They're super strong boxes. I feel like this will work. By the way, I sold this for $13. Just going to, so I do this with it sometimes. And then I just wrap it around just to kind of make it so it's a little bulkier in here. I'm going to try it. I don't normally ship plates in thin boxes like this, but these boxes you get free from the UPS. You know who I haven't seen in so long is Holly. You guys remember Holly? I sent her a message the other day because there was some, was it because there were storms? Every time there's storms in Kentucky, I think of her. All right, this is not going to work with this. These are too big. I hate wasting my bubble, but I needed to put it on the top. I'm taking a chance with this box. If you are in my reseller group, Resellers Hangout, go join. If you're in my reseller group, I will post whether or not this ends up not making it. Hey, the Peanuts gang is here. Hey, Charlie. Charlie Brown. Charlie, does anybody ever call you Chuck? Chucky? Or do you only go by Charlie? Because I know like Michael, I don't know if he's still in here, but Michael goes only by Michael. Because he's got a son named Michael, and his son goes by Mike. So he goes by Michael. My husband, who's Anthony, only goes by Tony, pretty much. And my son, who's also Anthony, goes by AJ. So really, neither of them really go by Anthony. I mean, unless it's official stuff. Oh, Michael's still here. You know what, Tamara? You were just on this and you clicked back, but no, you got to come back. You got to print your label, download. Howdy. I'll answer to almost anything. Okay, I'm gonna call you Chucky. I'm gonna call you Chucky. I know I used to be called Tammy. Most of the time I was Tammy until 3rd grade, and I had 3 Tammys in my class. So I started going by Tamara. My aunt still calls me Tammy. And you know why I didn't put any I didn't put any stickers in this package. My aunt still calls me Tammy, and one of my husband's old boss calls me Tammy. I haven't seen him in like 10 years. And then my grandmother called me Tammy, and she's no longer with us. And then there was a guy that worked with my mom who's also no longer with us, and he used to always call me Tammy. Okay, so it still says sold. Did I not click that I shipped it? No, I did click it. I didn't click it. Oh, we are at over an hour. I told my husband, I'll be on for about an hour. All right, so next I've got these mugs. So these are Otaguri. Otaguri. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. But they're I picked up a whole, again, if you're in my Facebook group, you saw this. I took a picture of my cart. I think I posted it. I picked up, I think there were 65 pieces to the set for $10. I sold these 2 mugs for $30. I mean, I've already made money. Everything else is like bonus. All right, let's just grab a bunch of bubble wrap. See, I go through so much bubble wrap. So much bubble wrap. So these were on Poshmark also for 30 buckaroos. I think, did I take an offer on these? Hold on, let me check and see. I don't think I did. I think they paid my asking price. They paid the asking price. No offer. No offer. I got a bunch of mugs. These were 12 ounces, and then I got some that were, I think, 10 ounces. They're just a little smaller than this. And then some of them I matched with saucers. So they're cups and saucers. I also got goblets, which were just here, and I just put them away before I went live. I've got plates. I got the sugar and creamer. The olive oil and vinegar set. What else did I get in that pack? I mean, just a whole bunch. I was so excited. Honestly, I saw the olive oil and vinegar, and I was like, oh, I gotta have this. I was FaceTiming my sister-in-law at the time, and I was there was no price. I'm like, there's no price on this. So I was looking around trying to find was trying to find the price. I said, well, I'll ask them. So I put them in my cart, and then I'm looking at the rest of the stuff on the shelves, and I saw like the rest of the set, like all these pieces. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's the whole set for $10. That's my Salvation Army, which my Salvation Army is very small. It's not very big. And, but their pricing is really good. Not just that, but they have clothes. And the first Saturday of every month, all of their clothes are 99 cents. And then everything else in the store is half off. So they want to flip their stuff because they just don't have room, and they get so much donations because they're one of the only nonprofit thrift stores. Everything else around here is like for profit, except there is one for the Humane Society, but they price eBay pricing. Like they put stuff that's like pricing of eBay. It's ridiculous. Their prices are crazy. I don't buy much there. Okay, I'm going to drop this some more. eBay complicated invoicing with sales is such a pain in the arse. I don't know what you're talking about with the invoicing. I don't know what you're talking about, Chucky. Good sales. So I don't send invoices, so I'm not sure what you're talking about. I don't know if you're talking about the invoices that eBay sends you, or if you're talking about invoicing a buyer. I don't know. I don't know. Oh my gosh, I went through some old pictures yesterday. It's so much fun going through old stuff, reminiscing. I saw a bunch of pictures. Oh, you're right. I'm going to show one. I'm going to show some with you guys. Hold on. When I'm done this one, I'm going to show you some pictures. You want to see what I used to look like in high school? Do you want to see what I looked like in 1989 when I got married? When I bought my first house? So I did take a couple pictures. I think I put them on Facebook. I think I put them on Facebook, on the Book of Faces. Okay, I'm going to share. I'm going to share the Book of Faces with y'all. Uh-oh. I guess I got to only use this one. I can't open another tab. Here come the Book of Faces. Hey, today is Mo's birthday. Why is this popping up? Get away. All right, I posted about the Pope. Okay, look at this. Look at this handsome guy. First off, this is my husband from like who knows when. This is probably 89 because it was I think it was in the same pack of photos from our wedding. So he was in the military, by the way. So to even see him in a beard is like, what? How do you have a beard? Look at me sleeping in his arms. Look how thin we are. Look how skinny we are. What is up with that? And look at that couch. I don't even know where this is. Where am I sleeping? I don't know whose couch that is. But that's, yeah. Oh, and I thought I was so fat. What I would love to have that body again. And there's me. And there's him. And this is our first house. This is probably our first Christmas. Because look at, now I have so many Christmas ornaments that there's not enough room on the tree for them all. But this year I only have a few. And there is my grandmother, who's my mom's mom, and my mom's dad. So we lost him in 94, and she died like 6 years ago, maybe 7, because my dad has been, well, this year will be 8 years, and I think she died like the year after my dad. But yeah, look at me. Look at that hair. Damn, lady. But there we are. That's us. All right, so I was reminiscing over some photos, and I always like that. I had that same Coke shirt, but in green. Yes. So my brother-in-law works for Coca-Cola, and he still works for Coke. So he probably was working for Coke at that time, and Tony probably got that for free. That would be my guess. I think I might need to go get a box for these cups. So I got to download the label. So here's my cups. I've individually wrapped them. Then I wrap them together. These are going all the way to Newport Beach in California. Oof. We got to make sure. Although the item that broke that I shipped recently just stayed right here in New York. And it didn't arrive okay. And I know, I feel like I packaged it really well. A lot of times I double box. All right, I need to go get, hold on. Let me see. Yeah, that would be reusing a box. Let me go grab a box. I need to get a box. Hold on. I'll be back. All right, coming. I haven't forgot about you. Okay, all I have are the large flat rate boxes. I gotta order boxes. I only have 2 left of these. Thankfully, it's Poshmark, so I can use flat rate. But I need more boxes. I'm gonna have to use a lot of fill on these. So the difference between these and the regular boxes is the 12 by 12 by 8 is the regular priority, and these are 12 by 12 by 5.5. So they're not as tall, which in this case is fine since I'm only packaging this. But look at how much room that baby's got in here. I need a lot of fill for this. So let's fill her up. I want to use, let's see, okay. So I reuse brown bags. I don't know. I got a bunch of these Kitty Drug bags. I don't know where they came from. I mean, we have Kitty Drugs around here, but I don't know why I have these. But normally I do Walmart pickup, and they put your stuff in bags. They do now. They used to not here in New York because you'd have to pay for a bag. But starting in January, they started putting them in bags if you wanted. So I will get the Walmart bags and use them as fill. But perhaps there's not enough cushion when I use these. Maybe that's why that plate broke. I mean, I wrapped it quite a bit. Let's see. There's still a little bit of room. I think I need to put one more in here. I need another one. Sorry for all the noise. It's probably really loud for you guys. So what do you think? Do you think that's enough? Do you think those mugs will make it there okay? I think so. But this is similar to how I packaged that plate. It was surrounded by all that brown paper, and it arrived broken in multiple pieces. So, I mean, I haven't had stuff not arriving okay, but it has made me question now that I've had something arrive broken. I'm going to put this on top. Do you think that maybe this doesn't take enough of the below versus bubbles? Like those air bubbles. So a lot of times I'll use these, but I'm always, see how this one doesn't have hardly any airlift in it? I'm always worried that these are not going to have, the air won't keep it in the whole time and it will end up not protecting it. So I don't like to use that all the time. Do you put paper? Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. Putting paper on top. I've had packages arrive with tire tracks on the box. Oh my gosh. Wow. Oh, I need to put a business card and some stickers. But look, yeah, I'll do this. I'll do that on top. I just wanted to show you guys the other part before I did the other things. But let me put a business card in. Because with this business card, which I gotta say, they got, hold on. I need to print off more of these because I'm all out. I do have a sticker that says use code YellowFox10 to save 10% off your order on eBay or Etsy. The code is available on both. And I've been putting that on the back of my business card. It was a lot to have it printed on the back. And yeah, I don't know. This took forever. I shared this in my Facebook group when I was creating it. That QR code does not work. It's too small to scan. Not just that, but the place I used to create a QR code, they charge you after like 7 days. And so if anybody ever tries to use that, it's not going to work. Which is okay because it doesn't work anyhow. I think I'm going to give them a cow sticker. Get a ink stamp for the code. Oh yeah, I could do that. You know what I have? So my store name is Yellow Fox everywhere but eBay. And I have a Yellow Fox stamp somewhere. Which I think I picked that up on clearance at Michael's. Okay, so this is packed. Nothing is moving. And when this sucker is down there. Please remind me to get plain tape so I don't have to package my Poshmark with eBay tape. But you know, nobody's ever complained. So I have a Dymo label writer, and that's what I've been printing those stickers on. My Dymo. And this is going to Robert. Robert may not want the sunflower sticker, but he got it anyhow. And a cow. All right, Marcus shipped. I think I only have one thing left, which is two things really. But I gotta take a drink. Too much talking. Oh wait, let me grab this. Oh, great. Now I'm gonna cough. Because you know what I'm drinking? Lemonade. I just drank it wrong. And it's tickling my throat. Now I'm probably going to get all red from coughing. All right, so here's some paper towels that I use to, actually I'll hang on to that because I can use that for my stuff. So I sold 2 of these. Some more items I got from the Salvation Army. So this was a whole set that I got. And all right, I've got a cough again. I'm sorry. Hold on. Plus, I got to get some bubble wrap. So I picked this up at the Salvation Army. Again, it was like a big piece. I don't remember how many pieces, but I paid $10 for that too. Let's see. Now we got to wrap these babies. These are going to be a little bit more than those mugs and more than that one plate. I always wonder if I should fill. Do you guys fill the inside of bowls? You know what? I'm going to do that. I always wonder, would it help if the bowl was filled with something? Like if I put the brown paper in the bowl, or if I put this in the bowl and then wrapped it, I think that would help. I think it helps. But I don't know. I don't know. Do we have any physics majors here? Is that what we would need? Physics on whether or not it would take a blow and how it would react to the blow, with it filled or not filled. You're all up for science early on a Monday morning. Is it even morning? It still is. I fill any void. Okay, I feel like I need to take another drink, but I feel like the lemon is just going to keep irritating my throat. Because right now my throat is feeling very scratchy and irritated from this lemon, sipping it in the wrong way. All right. You know what? It's also, I think it's ultra strong because I put it was left over from last night and I added some more water and another packet of the Crystal Light lemonade. Now it's like irritating my throat. The other day, I was FaceTiming with my sister-in-law down here. Same thing happened. Took a drink, started coughing and coughing. I finally was like, I gotta let you go. Because I needed to do like, you ever get that like tickle and you can't get rid of it? And you're like, I've got to do like a severe cough to get rid of it. So I'm like, I got to do a cough. And I didn't want to be on FaceTime with her while clearing it away. And I coughed so much that I ended up dry heaving. So I'm like, it's a good thing I hung up with you. I dry heaved. I'm going to have to get another roll of bubble wrap. Wine might be better. Yeah, probably. Wine, it's only 10:55 in the morning. I wined enough today. You missed, were you here? I think, Charlie, you missed my whining about my whatnot purchase. Anissa might be drinking wine. No, she's driving with her children in the car. Although maybe her children are driving so she can drink, since they now have their, do they just have a permit or their actual license now? She posted something about driving on the road. I can't remember if it was a license or their permits. I think it was their license. It's kind of scary. Scary when your kids are driving. Scarier when they're driving without you in the car, so you can't control what they're doing. Like, you can't see and have a say. Which I will say that my daughter is in Florida. She went on vacation with her friends for a bachelorette party. And she was so nervous. And this morning I looked on, the Find My app, because we get to track each other and what we're doing. And I saw that she was in Florida. So I was so proud of her. She got on the plane and went. We have offered for her to take a vacation with us so many times, but she never wants to. Like, I went to Florida in January, but she wouldn't go because she's so afraid. I did miss the whatnot story. Wow, you're going to have to go back and listen. All right, so look at 2 bowls. Oh, they got their permits. I need to go get more bubble wrap. I'm sorry I didn't have everything close by. I tried to grab everything and I forgot. I need to go grab another roll because I'm all out of bubble wrap, and that needs more because I can definitely feel. Okay, I'll be back. Oh, where did I put the bubble wrap? Oh, here it is. Look what I got. I got my own snowman of bubble wrap. I figured I'd bring the whole thing here and open it with you instead of making you all have to just stare at my empty chair. Who wants to do that? Who comes on YouTube and wants to just stare at somebody's empty chair? That's how I feel about Whatnot. You know how many times I go onto a Whatnot show and the person's not even around? Nor are they showing you anything? Okay. We're cutting. This is American Bubble Boy bubble wrap, by the way. American Bubble Boy. Wonder if it's made in America, though. Oh, you know what? I want to share something with you when I get this figured out. My gosh, it's dirty. Like, the outer wrapping that it ships in is so dirty. You can't even see me, guys. I'm fighting with this right here. I'm fighting with it to get it open. Come on, I just need some bubble wrap. That's all. Just give me some bubble wrap. Oh, it's so tight on it. Oh, there we go. All right. There we go. There we go. This is what I want. Just throw you over there. Find the end. It's like finding the end of toilet paper, and it always ends up going the opposite direction than it looks like it needs to go. How many of you guys have ever changed toilet paper at somebody else's house? You're like, no, toilet paper doesn't come from the top, it comes from the bottom, or it doesn't come from the bottom, it comes from the top. You literally change it at their house. I change it at my own house because my husband always puts it on backwards. My listing assistant says hello. She's Bridget. You have a listing assistant? Hello, Bridget. All right, so this definitely needs more. I feel like there was not much on this one. It would not arrive in a manner I would be happy with. I used to watch a girl in the middle of the night with my goofy sleeping issues, and she was crazy. I miss her. I think she got booted off. Oh, really? I know. You haven't complained a while about sleeping. I think you did see. I did see something the other day, though. So you still have been having some issue with sleeping. But I woke up this morning. I got up, drinking my coffee. What time did I get up? Well, first of all, I got up at like 3 and went back to bed at like 4:30. I say I got up. I got up and went to the restroom, came to bed, got my phone. I had literally no notifications from 10 o'clock on. There was nothing. I can't remember the last time I've had no notifications. So I was in bed, and then I'm like, okay, you got to go back to sleep. You can't be getting up at 2:30, 3:30, whatever time it was. So I went back until, I think I got about 6 and got up. But I had my coffee, and when I got done my coffee, I'm like, I am so tired. Like, I could literally go back to bed right now. So I mentioned that to the doctor. When did I go to the doctor's? March. I think it was March. Maybe it was April. I don't know. At some point in March or April, I went to the doctor's for my yearly checkup. And I told her, she's like, you have any issues you want to talk about? And I'm like, I'm tired, like all the time. Like, I get up in the morning and I'm tired. Like an hour after I've been up, I'm ready to go back to bed. And then I said, and then like 2, 3 in the afternoon, it hits me like somebody just punched me in the face with tiredness. And so she goes, well, let's check your iron and your vitamin D levels. Like, we'll just check some of these levels and see. And they came back really bad. Whatever they're supposed to be, they were not even close to being wherever they're supposed to be. So now I'm taking supplements. But, I mean, it's probably been at least a month. So it probably was March. And I'm still, not all the time, but I still deal with it. Like, really tired. Like I am today. So I guess the next thing would be a sleep study. All right. I mean, come on. If you like bubble wrap, you are going to be so happy to get these bowls. And these bowls better get there in one piece and not in multiple. All right. Get there in 2 pieces because they are 2 bowls. I feel like I put the tops to the tops and I put extra bubble wrap in between. You think that's going to be okay? I don't know. I hope so. Hope it's okay. I'm not an expert, although I feel like I do a pretty good job. We'll see. Now I need a box, which I did grab. I'm wondering if this is going to be tall enough. I might have to Frankenbox. I ran out of my 12-12 8s. So I got 12-12 6s, but I think I'm going to have to do a double 12. Will 12 be big enough? 12 will be big enough. Yeah. 4 assistants? I don't know about that. Who do you have for assistants? You don't even sell enough to have assistants. Hopefully they're all free work. Because you're always complaining about your sales. And if you got 4, I can see the 2 girls. I got sourcers. Like, I want to pay my sister. I think I talked about last time I was live. I want to pay my daughter and my sister-in-law to source for me. But I don't know how to pay them. So, okay. This definitely needs around it. A lot more around it. So, I don't know if I want to use this or put more just bubble wrap around it. All right. I bought something the other day, and I got to tell you, I was so excited by how much bubble wrap I had to unwrap. Because I was like, oh, I get to reuse all that bubble wrap. I'm going to, here goes my tape gun. I'm going to shove this bubble wrap in here. I'm going to use a ton of bubble wrap. I don't want these to break. How much did they pay for these? Not that it matters, right? Because I still want stuff to get there in one piece. I never told you what I sold these for because I don't have it on my screen. eBay. These are eBay. I think this is the last thing I sold. Appreciate y'all hanging out with me and finding me. Hopefully you got a bell notification and that's how you knew I was live. So if you are new watching, subscribe to the channel and hit that bell. My assistants are very furry. Ah, yes. My assistant is furry, and I keep these on hand now because he comes down here and just cries and cries and cries and cries. And I know he just wants me to go up and feed him. So now I keep food for him. Although he had his teeth removed. I don't know if I told you guys. We went through a phase where he wasn't eating and he was just acting weird. So I brought him to the vet. The vet couldn't find anything wrong with him. And I said, well, he likes to lay on my chest and I scratch his head. And I said, when I do that, he drools. He's been drooling all over me. So she's like, oh, let me check his teeth. So she looked at his tooth and she's like, oh, it looks like he has an abscess. That's what it was. We had to bring him back and they took his teeth out. Okay, I'm going to add some of this. I'm sorry, that's why it's so loud, huh? Okay, so before I added that, there's a lot of bubble wrap around these bowls. They are nice and cushioned like they're going Betty by. So I'm going to put that there because I'm going to take another box. So you know what I like about this though when I use 2 boxes? Well, besides the fact that it's expensive to use 2 boxes, it gives it double. No, wait a minute. This is not the right size. This is a big box. Now this box I could use because this is a 14-14-8. I could put this box in this box if I was going to double box. Speaking of double boxing, you know who else I haven't heard from in so long? Oh, and why can't hold on, I can't remember her name. The girl from Norway. Oh, what was her name? She'd been sick. I hope she's okay. I hope she's still okay. It's been so long since I've gone live on a regular basis. And why can't anybody remember her name from Norway? Why am I drawing a blank? As soon as I hang up, I'm going to remember it. She was sick. She'd been sick with cancer. Hope she's okay. Thought of her the other day because something was on the news about Norway and it made me think of her. Claudia. Is it Claudia? I think it was Claudia. I didn't even know you had 4 furries because I see your dog, and so my sister used to have a dog like that. And I can't even think of the breed. His name was Gunner. He would get so excited when I'd go over and visit. He'd pee all over the place. A boxer, isn't that what they are? Boxers? I don't know. She had one. He was adorable. But yours is funny. He likes your husband. He likes to talk to him. All right, so look, I am double boxing. I'm putting this box on top of this box because this box wasn't tall enough. Sometimes when I take an offer on something, I think, okay, how am I shipping that? Oh yeah, that's not moving. So now if it gets bumped, right, it's got the normal box with this box on top of it. So that is extra cushion. This baby should not be breaking anywhere. But where is this going? Watch it be California. Watch it be some ridiculous state, and I way didn't do this shipping correct. Oh, it's going to Ohio. Yeah, that's good. That's good. I can handle Ohio because it's not going to cost me an arm and a leg. It's only 1 state over. Being in New York, even though it would take me like 8 hours to get there. It's still a bordering state, but I'm way on the other side of New York, way up north. I am. If anybody, I'm like an hour from Montreal. And I am an hour from Ottawa. For those wondering, for those new that are watching the replay, now I gotta tape this box to make sure they don't come apart. A boxer and a Shih Tzu. Okay, yeah, I thought it was a boxer. I am not good with dog breeds. I'm not good with dogs. We went and looked at a house with my son this past week, and it smelled so bad like dog when you walked in. Dogs and cigarette smoke. It was like so bad. I felt I had to take a shower when we go. I didn't take one because we had a 3-hour drive, but I wanted to take a shower when we left. It was so bad. And we were like, okay, well, if we rip up the flooring, you put down all new flooring in every room, you're going to have to like paint with bin, at least 2 coats of bin. That's after the walls get washed. And then you just still hope that it's not a hot and humid day because that smell is going to come through somewhere. It was just so bad. But they also had dogs that scratched up all of their molding in the bedroom. You could tell they must lock the dogs in the bedroom. And it scratched up the molding. And it had pissed all over. So that's what the rugs were like so bad because there was so many stains. And in one area they had pulled up the rug and you could see where it went down into the subflooring and stuff. And we're like, yeah, forget it. Forget it. It is so expensive. So when we moved here in New York, to New York 8 years ago, well, it'll be 8 years in December. Our house in Vermont that we sold less than, well, like 7 years ago, it is double in price. So we sold it for like, I think it was $260. And that house right now would sell for like $550. Isn't that crazy? It is so expensive. You can't even buy a starter home right now in Vermont, in Chittenden County, where my son lives, because it is ridiculous. He's looking to buy, and a starter home, like just a ranch, a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom ranch is $400,000. And if you're a single, if you're a single income, no kids, I used that to my sister the other day. I said my daughter is a dink. She's like, what is that? I said, double income, no kids. Now my daughter could afford a place. Well, her boyfriend has a house, but they could, like, if they were to both go out and buy something, they could, because they got double income, no kids, double income. So buying a house would be a little bit more expensive. I mean, would be a little more easier. Where my son is just his income. Buying a house, he's looking for a mobile home. Because literally, like, or even a condo. Even the condos are over like $350. And then you got to add on the association on the condo. It's crazy. That mobile home that we went and looked at was $130,000, and it was trash. And it was in a mobile home park, so you'd still have to pay the lot rent on top of it. It was so bad, you guys. I'm telling you. Like, right when you walked in the gate, though, before you even went into the house, there was so much trash in the yard. Like, these people they must have been renters, and they just trashed it. I feel bad. For whoever owns it, I feel bad if it was renters, because they did such damage. And I don't know about you, but if I'm buying a trailer, because that's all I can afford is a mobile home, you don't have a lot of extra money. So even if my son was to get that for a less amount, he still would need enough cash on hand to literally gut the inside. Ugh. All right, this is 4 pounds, 14 ounces. Oh my gosh. All right, so they paid $9.85 in shipping. Let's see how much I'm going to lose on shipping. Let's see. Oh, I got to measure. I got to measure the box because I've messed up with this heights of the box. All right, we are going to be 12 and 12. Let's just double check that 12. Yep, that's 12. That's 12. And this is 12 and a half. 12 and a half. Oh my gosh. All right, it's 4 pounds. It's actually 4.13. 4.13. What did I say? They paid $9.85. Here we go. Let's see what the damage is going to be. I'm going to look on Pirate Ship and then I'm going to go on eBay and see what it says. Because sometimes eBay is cheaper. Sometimes. Ooh, $12.79. Okay, so let's go. Right, and they paid $9.85. They paid $28 for the bowls. All right, so I'm going to lose money on shipping. But I made money on the bowls. Because I only paid $1 for the bowls and I sold them for $28. So I put in $3.15. I was off by a pound because I didn't plan on double boxing. 12, 12, 8, right? And it's 12, 12 by 12 and a half. So that's where it's getting you. All right, eBay says $12.79. So let's go back and we're going to do $12.79 through Pirate Ship. I prefer Pirate Ship. Doesn't take it out of my balance, charges my credit card, and I get 2% back on my credit card. So I am saving 2%. But I'm losing money on the shipping. Okay. That's all right. Getting there in one piece is more important. Oh, I forgot to put a business card in. Getting there in one piece is more important than losing a couple dollars. Let's see, Robert. Let's give you, oh, I got these little stickers. Let's give you, what's up on? Oh, a squirrel. We're going to give you a squirrel, Robert. A squirrel sticker. Because why not? Because it's cute. Okay, let me just verify. My kids all work full time and none of them can afford houses. It's crazy. Now, if my son was to move over here, he could afford a house. It's a lot cheaper here. Stop the screen. Okay. Yeah, it's so much cheaper over here to buy a house than it is. I mean, it's just, but even then, like when my mom died 2 years ago, she bought her house. I think she paid, was it $52,000 for her house? And it was 1, 2, 3-bedroom house with 1 bathroom up on the main floor. There's a bathroom. No bathroom on the second floor, but there's a bedroom up there. But then in the basement there was a bedroom with a bathroom. So really there was 4 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. So anyway, she bought it for 52 and we sold it for I think like 109,000. So her house had doubled and she bought it 6 years ago. So it had been 4 years. So in 4 years her house had doubled. Isn't that's crazy? But I've told my son, I'm like, if you come live here, you can buy mom's house, my mom's house for 100,000. There you can't get a house. You cannot get a stick-built house for 100,000 in Vermont. Unless it needs to be torn down and a new one built. So, all right, let me just double check, make sure I got everything packaged. All right, nothing in Pirate Ship. Let me refresh Posh. Make sure we got all of Posh. So I had some bonehead buy something, send me an offer. I countered their offer. They accepted the counter. And then the next day she sends me a message asking me about the condition of the item. And I replied back, I'm going to share this with you guys, right? First of all, nobody said anything about the picture frame. When I shared that picture frame with you, I was asking your opinion. Y'all didn't say anything. Do you think I should have done something different on that picture frame? Okay, let me share this. Okay, so this is my newest issue. Okay. I had to cancel this order. So this person, they sent me an offer, and then I sent them a counter offer and they accepted my counteroffer. These are the pictures. I think I have to click on each one, don't I? All right, so this is what they bought. Right, see this coloring in the middle? That's literally was the second picture. Right, so there's a third, there's the fourth picture, there's the fifth. See this? Right, you can see it from the top. There's the sixth, there's the seventh. So there's the height. It's small. It's like a cupcake. It doesn't hold very much. Be perfect for putting a little plant on it. So anyway, this person buys it. And then they send me a message. The next day, they send me a message. Is there black marks smeared under the glass? I just pulled up a picture in it, or is it just the lighting? So I said, there are black marks. I think it's the silver that's tarnished. Can it be cleaned up? If not, can we cancel? I was giving it as a gift. Please cancel and refund. I said, orders can only be canceled within 3 hours of purchase. So I went to Poshmark and I looked like, how do I cancel an order? Because all of the options were making it look like it was my fault for canceling the order. And I'm like, I don't want a ding. I don't want anything that's going to like limit my like views and stuff on Poshmark. So I told her that they can only be canceled within 3 hours. Of course, she says, I emailed them and they told me to message you and you could cancel and refund, please, as this was a gift, blah, 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 whatever. And then she goes, I did send you a message about the marks within 2 hours. No, you didn't. No, it was the next morning. I wouldn't ask if it wasn't for a friend's gift. Please consider. So I went ahead and I canceled. And then I did say, most buyers ask questions before they order. I know, a little snarky, huh? Because, I'm like, I literally, you know what I want to say? Listen, B, go. I went and blocked her. I'm like, don't buy from me. Seriously, I don't want to deal with, how do I get out of this? I can't even get out of it. Oh my gosh, I'm locked in here. I can't get out. I think it's like, all right, look at this. I'm going to have to do this to get out. Jeez. So I did go ahead and refund it. It's probably going to hurt my metrics because to cancel an order, everything is like, you can't fill it, or like it's nothing. There's nothing that says the buyer's requesting. You know why? Because you cannot cancel an order as a buyer unless it's in the first 3 hours on Poshmark. That's one of the things that people love about Poshmark. I have no problem canceling an order. And on eBay, it would have been like, yep, I'm going to cancel. Buyer requested. I cancel. No problem. But on Poshmark, they don't do, like, you can't do that. So, I don't know. I cancel on there all the time. I'm terrible. Yeah. Well, I'll cancel if something's sold and I don't have it. I'll cancel. But if a buyer wants it canceled, I don't want the ding for no fault of my own. But I'll do it for my own fault. So, I don't know. So I did. Oh, I got new offer from seller. No, I don't want an offer from seller. I want an offer from a buyer who wants to buy something. I just want to make sure I don't have anything. So no Poshmark. All right. So no, nothing left on Posh. I always go back through to make sure I didn't forget anything because sometimes I'll be like, oh no, I sold something on Depop and I forgot all about it. But there's no Depop. Well, I already did it. It was those shorts and then District. Let's make sure I didn't sell anything on District. I did not. Speaking of District, I do want to share to the 5 of you that are in here. Please come follow my District store. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. And you know what else doesn't cost you anything? Selling on it. Well, final value fee. It's only 10%. Doesn't cost you anything to list. So if you sell anything handmade, it doesn't mean you handmade it. But if you sell Afghans and quilts and paintings and cross stitches and pottery, handmade candles, like if you're out thrifting and you see somebody made a pillow you can buy that pillow and throw it up on my handmade gathering. Right? That'd be cool. I need more sellers. Like people have signed up, but they're not listing anything. So I don't really know what else to do. I do need to take away my Easter as the main thing. Yeah, I know, Anissa. I know you don't do a lot of handmade stuff, and I sell a lot of handmade stuff. I sell a lot of pottery, and like I just sold a paint by number for $88 on Etsy. So like things like that I'll pick up all day long, and they sell on eBay and Etsy all the time. So I thought I'd love to have a thing on District where I can list that stuff, because some things I can't list on Etsy unless it's vintage. So if I pick up a mug that somebody made, and on the bottom of it they signed it, but they put like 2015, I can't put that on Etsy. And that's honestly, I wish I could, because people would buy that on Etsy all day long. But I can't because it's not vintage, and I only sell vintage things. You can sell handmade if you handmade it, or somebody within your shop handmade it. Um, and it's not. If I'm picking it up at a garage sale or a thrift store, it's not. It doesn't fall in that category, so I have to only do vintage. So that's what I thought the handmade gathering would really help with that. But yeah, it's just not really taken off. It's only been a couple weeks. It's just hard. Like, I don't know how, if anybody has any idea of how I can get the word out to people who make handmade stuff, right? They're welcome too, not just resellers. But my problem is I think that when somebody who actually hand makes things goes into there that I've invited, honestly, I've been spamming people on like Facebook and Instagram and Twitter or X or whatever. I used to get stuff like that and I would ignore it. I'm like, I don't want to click on your link, lady or man or whoever you are. And so I don't think a lot of people are paying attention to what I'm sending them. Some of them have, and some of them have joined. I think we got 5 sellers there now, but only one has listed anything. So I don't know. Maybe I took off bit off more than I could chew. Maybe it was just like a little selfish, something I was hoping I could do. But you also have to bring your own buyers. So it's not just a matter of bringing the sellers, but you got to bring in your own buyers. And right now we got 32 members and 5 sellers. So I don't know how to, I don't know. I don't know how to do it. I don't want to get kicked off any other social media platform because I'm spamming people. So I've been trying to really limit on how much of that I've been doing. Yeah, so if you guys have if you know anybody who sells on Etsy, please send them my way. Please send them to the District. I think there's a link that's going to be down at the bottom of the notes here. So if anybody is watching later on, come do that. Come join my Facebook group called the Resellers Hangout. And it says like Resellers Hangout, and then it has like eBay, Poshmark, Etsy, like whatever, a whole bunch of store names after it. That's the group. Join it. And that's it. I think that's all I got. Oh, and my Whatnot, Yellow Fox. Come follow me on Whatnot. I'm doing a show on Thursday, and then I got like 2 other shows already scheduled. I'm just going to try a bunch of different things and see what works with me, what works with people who pop in. And I really would like to do that. And my husband is going to help me with it. And we were talking about how when we're camping this summer, I like to go, excuse me, I like to go garage sailing on Thursday and Fridays. We will go camping. We'll go on Thursday, not Thursday and Friday, Friday and Saturday. We'll go camping on Thursday and leave Monday. And we will go out garage sailing on Friday and Saturday. Well, normally what I would do is we get back to the campground by like 2, 3 in the afternoon, and I'll start to take pictures and put it on eBay. And what we were talking about is literally there's pictures on my eBay right now where you can see like the St. Lawrence Seaway in the background, because I'll sit at the picnic table and take pictures of what I bought and list it. And he's like, well, you can do Whatnot. I'm like, exactly. I can buy stuff on Thursday or Friday and Saturday and then run a Whatnot show either like Saturday evening or on Sunday morning and sell off what I bought and then package it when we get home and send it out on Tuesday. So I'm kind of thinking about doing that if I can get things working right for Whatnot. I don't know. I'm just I'm kicking myself that I didn't stick with it back in 22 when I first started Whatnot. I think I did maybe 4 shows, and I think the last 2 shows I did were like bombed. I bombed on them. Like nobody bought anything, and it was like, what a waste of an hour. I think I should have just like stuck with it and kept doing it. And that's what I told my husband. Like, we just got to keep doing it. And it might be a waste of an hour, a waste of 2 hours. I'm just like, let's just keep doing it. Like, keep doing it and keep doing it. I think you have to keep doing it to get the momentum. So that is my plan. As long as I can get this cleaned up this week, or today and tomorrow is my plan. Wednesday we'll probably go to Vermont to look at houses. Hopefully there's something new on the market for my son. And then Thursday I'll be doing a Whatnot show. So thanks you guys for coming in, and I will talk to y'all later. Alrighty, bye.